And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from what should have been a glorious doubleheader night here at the MNHockey.tv. We're down to one tilt as Chaska School District ended up closing school due to the weather. Understandable there for sure. And we have two late conference schools that are ready to square it up and go at it. It's going to be Eden Prairie and the Wayzata Trojans. Tonight's coverage presented in part by Green Mill. Be sure to check out their incredible sports bar. It's a great vibe there. Tradition Companies, another proud sponsor of this. They both have the first period sponsorship. Don't forget about Shirts Unlimited, Tavern 4 and 5, Walzer Toyota, and Tria, all a part of your sponsorship group here with the Eden Prairie High School hockey team. You'll see the Zambonis working the ice for you. We'll have, about 10-15 minutes to get it going, and we'll get the opening face-off to you right here from the Eden Prairie Community Center. Thanks for joining us tonight. It'll be Bart Archer and myself, Pete Wagner, on the call. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. It's going to be the Eden Prairie Eagles and the Wayzata Trojans set to clash here at the Eden Prairie Community Center. These two teams, no strangers to each other in late conference play. And, you know, this is the time of year, Bart Archer, where it starts to get very real for teams as we look at what they've done. For Eden Prairie, they enter this game at 11-8-2. They're 2-3 in their last 5. It's a humbling late conference. Meanwhile, the Wayzata Trojans, ranked number 14 in the AA, are 1-3-1 in their last 5 and 11-7-3 overall. The Eagles hang on to that top 10 ranking at number 9, but these teams have played well in losses and maybe not so well in losses, so it's been kind of back and forth.
Yeah, you say Eden Prairie's 2-3 in their last 5 games. They've had some challenges. They've not only played some good quality competition, but even their last game with against the Stillwater Ponies, obviously it started late for both teams, but kind of throws you out of your rhythm a little bit. And that game seemed a little bit disjointed, but now we're back to a semblance of normalcy. But we got some late conference action tonight. Should be a good one.
Indeed it will. Getting the start in goal for the Wayzata Trojans is going to be number 30, Danny Fraga. The blue line will consist of number 23, Michael North, and number 15, Tommy Bergsland. Up front will be number 10, Maxwell Breon. He'll be joined by number 19, Jack Siemens, and number 20, Ben Lutke. Starting for the Eden Prairie Eagles will be number 30, Axel Rosenlund. It's been a couple of games since he's last gotten the nod. On the blue line, it's going to be Max Argetsinger, the senior, and he'll be joined by number 3, Sam Pager. Their bookends, Bart Archer, we're used to seeing those two.
The twin pillars, they bring a physical game, but they have some offensive skill as well, but they defend their zone quite well.
Garrett Smith will get the nod up front. John Middlestad in the middle. And we'll see another senior, Spencer Rudrud, on the wing. All seniors starting up front for the Eagles, a veteran team. They can play heavy, they can skate. This should be a great matchup versus bookend hockey clubs here. Late conference action coming up, the MNHockey.tv. The Eagles and the Trojans set to do battle here from the Eden Prairie Community Center. Bart Archer, come on in.
Very good. Happy
How about
to be
these
here.
2 clubs here tonight? I mean, you know, I always say you get into that late conference dog days of the schedule, and it gets really, really difficult for these teams as they face each other. Tonka, Edina. I mean, it gets tough.
Well, even Hopkins is showing some life as well, as they have a couple
some residual value.
Pretty talented players over on that side. But Wayzata, I think the head scratcher a little bit. Not to disrespect Grand Rapids Thunderhawks, you know I have an affinity for that program, but to drop one 3-2 in their own backyard giving up 2 third-period goals. That's not Wayzata. That's not an O'Leary coach team, so I'm sure they're looking to get back on the winning track, but they have a challenge ahead of them tonight because Eden Prairie's motivated as well, dropping 2 or 3. As you said, Lake Conference can be a little bit humbling, but I think the good thing about it is you're playing against great competition. You can see what you need to work on, get a better profile of what your team has to offer.
In those last 5 games, Eden Prairie were winners 5-3. Blake were defeated by Wayzata 5-4. They tied Tonka 2-2, played well against Edina 6-4, and then that Grand Rapids loss. Which team will we get here tonight? We'll find out. You know, one thing about Pat O'Leary's team is they're going to play all 3 zones. They're going to play the body, and the defensemen are going to be very engaged in the play. They're not flashy, but they know what they're doing.
No, these teams are no strangers, but that Minnetonka game, I thought Eden Prairie for a good part of that game was a better team. Something to build on moving forward.
I'm the skippers. You got to watch this team in the section. You got to get through them as well. Back to the right wing side it goes in the Eagle zone. That's going to be Argetsinger stood up. John Middlestead plays that around the wall. Siemens was there, and that's played through. Garrett Smith will chase the puck. Fraga with it. Guides it along the glass up to the right wing side. Chip to center there off the stick of Breon. Now it's going to be Argetsinger with it behind the net. He'll quickly try to outlet to the right wing side for Rudrud. Guides ahead for Smith. Now it's played ahead by Argetsinger as he followed it up. Bergsland with it. Looks ahead. That's too far for Lutke and icing the call. 16-12 to go here in the first period. We're scoreless.
Well, not much has been established, obviously, but both teams have obviously come to play. Good speed out there early in this contest. Eden Prairie showing some good wheels. I know that Wayzata, we watched them play against Minnetonka in this same venue, and they were flying all over the ice. I expect a pretty good pace. Not a lot of room, though.
Off the draw, Holt takes it, shoots. That one doesn't get through as that was off a player. I believe that hit Tomzik on its way in. Holt again gets it out of the corner. The backhander in on goal, and that's going to be stopped by Fraga.
Well, we're going to say Jensen Holtzen and Wilhite's name quite a bit tonight, but it was a nice play by Jensen to put it on the stick of Holt, and he went with the backhand, which I appreciate. That's what good players can do. Put a pretty good shot on Fraga. He made the safe face out to his left.
Bergsland with it now from the right wing side, or left wing side, rather. They play that ahead across the line. Kimlinger was there. Cam Langfell's now back to his familiar number 4. Had a Don number 24 the past game on Tuesday in Stillwater. I don't know if the jersey was left behind, but that's usually fines and suspensions. In on goal, there's a shot. The rebound. Scores! I thought I heard a whistle. They worked hard, and they tally. Do the Wayzata Trojans. It's 1-0 early on.
Well, that was Joel Matthews that finished that play off, I think. Pete Rosenlund looking at the referee, wondering why the whistle wasn't blown. You got to play to the whistle, and that's exactly what Wayzata did. Early lead now, 1:25 into this first period. Wayzata has to feel pretty good about themselves. Eden Prairie just got to get back to business, but boy, you get in tight, you got to play till the whistle, and that's what Eden Prairie just learned a harsh lesson right on that one.
You know, Bart, the thing is when you can take 1, 2, 3 swings at a puck standing on your feet, you need to be on your derriere.
You are correct, sir.
Lilliard plays that one back in front of the bench area. Mortensen was there. Puck goes right back in behind. Looks like a piece of equipment. Frago was there to make the save, and someone looks like they lost a piece of gear.
Yeah, in fact, a mini yard sale going on, but Carson Jones waiting in the wing, show good speed, made a beeline to the net. That's what both teams are going to have to work on tonight, is just funneling the play to the net and keep your stick down on the ice and make the goaltender make a play.
Now it's going to be the Trojans as they'll get stopped at the line. Puck trickles and sent right back in. Jones will be there for the Eagles. Ooh, a nice little quick centering feed there, but that's picked off out of the zone. Luke Fairchild, he's a crafty one. 21 helpers on the season. In on goal, and Rosenlund makes the save and will face off inside the Eagles zone with the early 1-0 Trojan lead.
Well, Eden Prairie showed some good life, working low along the wall, sent a pass out, as you said, but Fraga with a nice stick deflected that one up and out of danger. Then play comes all the way down into the Eden Prairie zone. 14:55 left in this first period. Wayzata, as you said, Pete, up by 1.
Bergsland walks, shoots. Rosenlund the save right off the midsection.
Boy, he looked good. He looked confident too. Just barely outside the blue, but Bergsland's no stranger. He's got 9 goals on the year, 6 on the power play, but a pretty good shot on goal. Maybe a little lower, might be a little bit more difficult for Rosenlund to control, but he did a nice job of corralling that one up.
To the corner it goes. John Middlestead gets a stick in there. Now it's going to be gathered out of the corner by Breon as he's going to be checked on the play by John Middlestead again. the Trojans work. No trip on that play as the Eagles will work it out of the zone. Pager ahead for Smith. Looks for John Middlestad too far. Peters with it now. Picked off at the line. It's going to be Smith as he's spun off the puck, but there comes Argetsinger to the right side. John Middlestad and Peters off the boards. It'll be kicked to the corner by the Eagle, and back up to the line it goes. Argetsinger pinches, and he has a nice little collision there. Stood up as man Siemens on the play, and now it's going to be Bergslund, flushed by Rudrud, gets a stick on him, but there's the swift puck-moving Bergslund, picked off at the line. Rudrud rolled on him. Wanted to pull the snapper from the slot. Now it's going to be Matthews. 44 points on the season for the crafty forward. Skill, talent, speed. He's a buzzsaw. Not the biggest drink, but he can get it done. In the narrow neutral zone now, it's going to be Tomzik to play this bounding puck in wide of the mark. Keegan Langfells takes over. Looks back up the left wing side for Holt. Bumps off the boards. Jensen, nifty job to play that ahead out of the air. Nice feed. Backhand. Oh, and Wilhite just misses the mark. Great opportunity there. Terrific play from the neutral zone by Jensen to keep that puck alive. Luke Middlestad kicks it ahead. Sent right back in wide. Fraga is there as he's going to play this around the boards. That's going to be pitched to center there by Matthews. Now it's going to be Langfells with it. Langfells long feed ahead for Jensen across the line. Try to lay it to the slot area for Wilhite. That's picked off by the Trojans. They'll handle that one. That's deflected, waiting for its Fairchild, and deep it goes. It's going to be Luke Middlestad. He better hurry because here comes Gardner on the forecheck. Keegan Langfells guides it along to the right wing side. Lilliard was there. Now it's going to be back to Luke Middlestad. Lilliard pulls that one away and sends it right back in deep. Off the ice goes Jensen and Holt, and on steps Batchelder and Jones. Checked in front of the Wayzata bench. Puck turns over. Sent right back in by Schultz. Now Bergslund is going to be watched on the play. Batchelder leans into him, but it's going to be Mortensen to come away. They'll play this one off the side of the cage. Fraga was there, and now it's back in off the left circle. Batchelder wants to wrap around. That one comes up front, and there's a whistle on the play as the neck is knocked off its post, but that wraparound had some promise there for the Eagles.
Well, indeed it did. Batchelder can move very, very quickly, and Frago kind of in a vulnerable position, but Eden Prairie showed some good life, really cutting the ice in half on that. Angles on the forecheck are quite good, and I like the aggressive stance at the blue line. If they're going to try to chip it off the wall, you have to lay the body on them without getting the interference penalty. 5 feet in from the blue line, 5 feet back from the blue line. Very important in late conference play. Well, I guess hockey in general, but more emphasis on late conference. Who wins that battle might have a greater chance for success tonight.
Away from Schultz, here comes Bergslund. He's got a man racing down the middle, and Breon that's going to be poked away by Rosenlund. Shallow angle. That was poked in on net by Siemens, and there they come back out of the zone. John Middlestad, he has Schultz with him. Middlestad has an angle, shoots. Oh, he had the high glove hand side. You'll see this. It was a gaping hole that was stopped by Fraga as he came up with a stick save here.
Well, I think he did made a nice decision. He had Schultz on the weak side, but the pass was really taken away, so he did the opportune thing and took that shot. And as you can see right there, had a little bit of room on that glove side, but nice job by Fraga to keep that puck out of the net. Big save by the Wayzata goaltender. Just under 12 minutes to go in the first period. Wayzata still up by 1.
From the corner. It'll be played back in behind the net. And here come the Trojans in transition, sent to center by Michael North. Matthews can create across the line, holds on to it and buzzes that one back up off the glass. 11:33 to go in the first session. Now it's going to be Pager. He's wedged on the play by Kimlinger. And up to the line it goes. North, a clapper, misses the mark. Holt will dance into this one and watch and chase Bergslund. Bergslund ahead he goes to Matthews, back into Eden Prairie turf. As it's going to be Pager ringing the boards for Holt. He waits on it, looks ahead for Jensen, lays it over to the right wing side for Lilliard. Runs out of real estate there, but stays with it and chips it back into the zone. Steered off to the near side for Mortensen. And here come the Trojans to the right wing side across center ice. Money with it, plays that one wide of the mark as it's going to be sent ahead of the right wing side and up and out of play.
Wow, good chip by Lilliard on that one. It was the Jensen line that was getting a little fatigued. Lilliard came out, got the puck deep, and then went after it and really kind of congested Wayzata just enough in their zone so they could get some fresh legs out there to contest. Those are the little plays that don't show up on the box score, but the coaches and teammates certainly appreciate.
Face off to the corner. Jensen looks to get away from one man. Good to hear John Sands is on board. He's clipping from the South Rink at Braemar Arena, working public address, multitasking. Wow. Gotta like that. Here's Fairchild, right wing. Looked to slide that one to the slot area. That was knocked away by the Eagles. Chasing this is Lewis. Rister from the right wing boards. That's turned aside by Rosenlund. Nice battle. Gardner wanted it, got it. Now it's going to be Keegan Langfels for Batchelder. Try to work it out of the zone, but the poke check by Kyle Mortensen turns it over. Now Peters takes over for Mortensen to the high right side in their own zone. Lewis off the boards and sent back in deep. Schultz will get there, but he better hurry because here comes Gardner. John Middlestad with it, rink wide. That's off the stick partially of Siemens, and then Rudrud gathers and plays in deep. Underneath the stick of Fraga, now it's going to be picked up by Middlestad, and now it's Rudrud to play this one. Back to the left wing boards. That's up off the chest area of Breon. Picked off by the Eagles. Schultz takes it over at center. Better hurry. Here comes Rudrud. Steps back in on side. 9:40 to go in period number one. Bergsland with it. Like the tempo and pace. This game has been up and down. Rudrud with it. Stays on it. Smith to help out. He'll play this one back in behind the net. Now the Trojans will regroup with Breon. He goes down, loses an edge. And back into the neutral zone it goes. Cam Langfels is there, but working the muscle on him was Siemens. Schultz ahead now for Rudrud. Gets away from one man. Nearly spun off the puck. Stayed on the wickets, but back the other way they go. Across the line, it's Mone with it. Mone will be bumped on the play. 16 goals on the season for him. He can put it in the net. Back out of the corner it goes. How about Jack Jensen for the Eagles with his 26, well on his way to a 30-goal campaign.
That's a big number.
He'll probably get it in the regular season. Back into the corner. That's pretty impressive.
Indeed
Smith with it. Inside. Oh, nice move through the corner. Got through a pair of legs there. The stick kind of came up on North. Took him by surprise. North now watched by Wilhite. Holt skates into that. Wilhite was there. Jensen at center looks to close on Peters, who's turned away. Whacked at there by Holt. Now it's North to play it to the near boards where Mone is there. He'll send this back into Eagle territory, and that'll be an icing call with 8:29 to go. Midway through period one, the Trojans with that early goal.
Yeah, in fact, the ebbs and flows of the game. First it's Wayzata, then it's Eden Prairie, then it's Wayzata, now it's Eden Prairie again. But both teams playing really solid positioning. They're really covering their responsibilities, so to speak, and getting on the puck carriers in a hurry. Not a lot of room to move, but the puck movement's been very impressive so far. Puck's rolling on Eden Prairie a little bit.
From the corner. Bart, did you get the official announcement on that Wayzata goal?
I did not.
Arget Singer. Now it's going to be Wilhite. They look back out front. And now it's going to be through center ice with it. Davidson, watched by Arget Singer. Pager finds a loose puck and sends it back to the corner.
Peter, I think it was Matthews from Matthews and Matthews.
The law firm of. Now it's going to be the Eagles with it. Wilhite in front of his own bench area. Hard off the glass. They're going to turn this one up for Breon. Now Pager looks up for Arget Singer. Look out, turned over. Fairchild opportunistic. Oh, what a save by Rosenlund. Oh, is that a beauty?
Boy, good goaltenders can pick you up when you're vulnerable. They were vulnerable, and he picked them up.
Nice little burst of speed as he approached the net by Fairchild that forced the goaltender to have to move quickly. Now Lewis with it. Wanted to get it up to Bergsland, but there's Arget Singer with the check. In front for Fairchild, there's a shot by Lewis that misses the mark. Fairchild bumps into the official, walks that one to a shallow angle, try to go short side, nothing there, and a whistle on the play.
I think the net off the mooring again, but really nice job by Eden Prairie to kind of rally around their goaltender, but really some good work in traffic by this Trojan team to get the puck back out front. Just an errant shot. Otherwise, it might have been a challenging situation for Axel Rosenlund, junior goaltender for Eden Prairie. Kind of a trying moment for the Eagles, but they dodged that bullet. 7:07 left in the first.
Shot buzzed wide of the mark. Luke Middlestad up to Lilliard. Plays that through center, gets away from Peters. Now Mortensen regroups in his own zone. Keegan Langfels. I'm sure they don't want to hear it, but these Wayzata defensemen all mirror each other. They're the same size, they move the same.
Well, I think if you mean it in a flattering fashion, I don't think that's
totally,
a bad thing.
Totally. Batchelder is spun off the stick, but everybody loves their individuality. I'm doing quotation marks around that for those of you that can't see me at home.
Well,
Air quotes.
I just remember that the defensive squad, when we first started really kind of covering Wayzata, they had the Chandler Lindstrands, the Melks, the Olsons, Alex Stevens, Zlitzelsberger, and Spindler. I remember those days. That was, I think, 12-13. And they've had other players, obviously, but it just seems like a factory, a good, solid defenseman that know how to play the game. But that's a Pat O'Leary coach team, one of the finer coaches, obviously, in the state of Minnesota. But Wayzata just makes you earn everything you get.
We'll get to see their power play that clicks at, what, Bart, about 30%?
Well, their power plays at 29.3. We'll round it up to 30, but penalty kill for Eden Prairie, 76.
Jones goes for a slash at one of the offensive zones. So the Wayzata Trojans looking to go to work and pick up a 2-goal lead here if they can in the first period. Matthews back into the corner for Fairchild. Back up to Bergsland. Rister, that hits Rosenlund up off the mask, and it's going to be Matthews with it. Back up for Bergsland. He's watched by John Middlestead. Back door, there's a save by Rosenlund. Rebound back into the corner. Keegan Langfels battles. It's poked up to the line at the left side. Bergsland shots blocked by John Middlestead, who he wanted to go off to the races, but Bergsland too strong on the stick. Rink wide goes for Peters at center across the checkered. That thing poke checked him. That thing can happen at times. I know you know what that's all about, Bart. Or do you trip over the red line? Which one is it?
Either or. I'm equal opportunity.
Pickpocketed or tripped, either one.
I'll try to sell the trip. Let's
Frega makes the play. Oh, yeah. Up to Fairchild. Smith watched him as he accelerates and explodes across the line. Fairchild pushed that one high off the glass. North will gather it from the left point. Rink wide he goes from Mortensen. Back down to the corner. In control with it now. That's Lutke. They go in front. Ooh, that one sat awfully close. And gathering that in is Jensen. So he clears out the length of the ice with 35 to go in the power play, 5:10 to go in the period.
It was good anticipation by Jensen to jump that route and limit that. Otherwise, we'd be talking about 2-0 Wayzata lead. So big job by the captain on that one.
Lewis, now it's Jensen, finds an opening and sends that back in behind. Fraga gathers it in, leaves up for North with 19 to go in the power play. North watched by Holt as he'll suck him in and then accelerate out. Jensen, nice little check there. Gets possession momentarily and across the line. It's going to be Kimlinger. Kimlinger looked to Lewis, didn't like what he saw. Instead, he's going to tuck it to the corner. Argetsinger finds an opening, hits Bergsland on the way through. That'll do it for the Jones penalty as the Eagles kill it off and play to center. Wilhite reaches for that one, comes away with it. Now it's going to be Jensen in stride. He can create across the line. Jensen, tried to go through the wickets there, but North didn't bite on that. Now it's going to be gathered and played out by Lutke. Lutke ahead for Lewis. They'll stand a man up on the play. That's Luke Middlestead with the check. Now Bergsland across the line. He has help with him. That's Money, and that one's offside.
Boy, Money was in a couple of steps over. And it looks like Schultz is taking a little exception to Bergsland. Kind of gave him a little piece of his mind on that one. But a nice PK by Eden Prairie. There was zone time by Wayzata Trojans, but Eden Prairie did a nice job of killing that off and getting back to square one. 4:10 left in this first period. It's been a good one so far, Pete Wagner.
Indeed it has, Bart Archer. Again, like the tempo and skill these two additions are bringing here tonight. Money up to the line to Bergsland. Now Lilliard with it. Ooh, he had Batchelder on the move. And that was stopped, but defensively there by Tomczyk. Nice player. It would have been interesting. All the way through the blue paint it goes. Down to the right wing side, up and out of play.
Well, I really like the aggressive play of the Eden Prairie defenseman, especially at the offensive blue line. It's been a couple times where Luke Middlestead's jumped in or Keegan Langfels has jumped in, but forwards like Lilliard comes back to cover, and if you can get that kind of a rotation, you can really limit their forward progress out of their zone and bottle them up and get some opportunities. So nice job by the Eden Prairie defenders to make the right decisions at the right time.
Red Barchetta.
Yeah, I liked it.
Hear that one every time. It makes me smile. Moving Pictures, what a great album that was. One of my favorites of all time. In front of the bench, a couple of 10s duel, Breon and Smith. We got a roughing call. I think this is going to be on Wayzata.
Well, it's going to give Eden Prairie a chance. They have a pretty formidable power play, 28.4. They've been successful 19 times out of 67 chances. Penalty kill for the Trojans a little lower than we normally see, but still an impressive 81.4, but they have their work cut out for them as Eden Prairie very motivated in the waiting moments of this first period to knot this one up.
Siemens hits the bin. Eagles, Bart, with that formidable power play.
They got a great chance here.
Holt up for Luke Middlestead, looks to the corner with it. Up for Holt from the left point. Over to Jensen, touches back to Holt. Holt snaps it through. That one was off Wilhite's stick. And now it's going to be back on the stick of John Middlestad as he's hounded on the play by Bergslund. Back out of the corner, Jensen. Up to Luke Middlestad. Holt, the 1T. That hits traffic. That's Wilhite on the way in. Big carom picked up by John Middlestad. He's going to be turned away and hangs on to it. Back up for Jensen. Gets away from one man. That's Fairchild on him. And the puck will be turned over and sent right back into Eagle territory with 1:12 to go in the man advantage. Luke Middlestad now has some ice and he takes it. Races across the line, puts on the brakes, lost an edge and the handle. Here comes Wilhite to help out to the line and out it goes. It's going to be Rosenlund that'll wait for it to dribble itself off the boards. Holt nearly got something there, but they let him go. 48 to go in the man advantage. Good PK right now by the Trojans so far on this one. Keegan Langfeld's the center. That one's turned over. Lutke takes over as he dishes back behind the line in their own zone for Mortensen. Mortensen now is going to be hand that over to Lutke, and there's a puck that's ripped back down into Eagle territory with 26 to go in the man advantage. Now Jensen gathers it in. 1:55 to go in the period. Guides it over for Rudrud. On the move, it's Batchelder across the line. Batchelder dusts it, plays it over to the near side for Keegan Langfels. Back into the corner. Out front. Oh, they take a big whack at that. Batchelder with a golden opportunity right as the power play is coming to a close.
Well, it was a nice job at Langfels to actually control the wall, can move the puck forward into the corner, worked his way along the goal line and sent it out front. A nice redirect. I believe it was either Batchelder or Jones on that one, but it was Fraga did a nice job of not only keeping it out on the first attempt, but the follow-up attempts as well. Just 7 seconds left in the penalty to Siemens, and then Wayzata can get back to 5-on-5, big face-off. Back to 5-on-5. Good kill by Wayzata. Got some good shots by Eden Prairie, though. Something to build on.
Right now, full strength as it's going to be Lewis. Across the line. Batchelder steps up. Lewis to the corner. They look back up to the slot area. Now it's going to be Smith with it as he's hit along the wall. Smith will shovel it up into the neutral zone. Now it's a nice battle by Batchelder. He has Bergslund closing on him. Batchelder muscles his way in. Penalty coming up as he draws it. And we'll take a look at this breakaway, Bart Arch, and you'll see exactly what happened.
Well, as Batchelder in a foot race with Bergslund, tried to get an angle, tried to use his edges to come back in, but Bergslund leaned on him a little bit. Referee saw it as an infraction, so it's going to be a power play for Eden Prairie. 1 minute left in this third period, but it all started with Smith on the wall. 2-on-1 battle, used his body to protect the puck, kicked it up, and that's where Batchelder took over, went in, put some pressure, forced Fraga to make a save, but Eden Prairie, great opportunity now to knot this game up. Final minute of this period, down by 1 on the power play.
I hear that. I think of the Wild, who are trailing 1-0. Why don't they just put? I mean, it's probably worse now. Why don't they just put 1-0 up when they do the national anthem?
Right. Just give.
I mean, it's the biggest joke I've ever seen. Could a team give up?
Can you make it harder on yourself?
Team, they're so done. It's just. It's going to be 5 years of hell.
Oh, come on now.
It is. Back out of the corner, Wilhite with it. As they age, they have no hope. And don't let that Iowa Wild record fool you either.
Well, let's see what Paul Fenton can do. Maybe he could be a miracle worker. Another Minneapolis miracle.
Can they buy out 2 major contracts they can't do a thing about?
Well, they're playing pretty well, though. I mean, in all things considered. Here we go.
Since the break. Here's a one-timer from Holt. That one wide of the mark. Power play continues with 11 to go. Holt lets a wrist shot go. Block. Nifty job there by Tomczyk. Luke Middlestad down the rail. They're going to have a minute exactly remaining of power play time as we go into the first period break, Bart Archer.
Well, all the Trojans are going to go over and congratulate Fraga for a shutout period. He was challenged on a couple of occasions in tight. Came up big, kept that puck out of the net. Eden Prairie looking pretty good, getting some energy and a little bit more confidence, but the puck is not fighting him so much anymore, so they're having some pretty good rhythm, some pretty good sequences. Second period should be a little more wide open, but Eden Prairie starts it on the power play. Nice way to start the period, being down by a goal. Promises to be a great period, though.
Indeed it does, as it's the Eagles with the surge here on the power play. We'll see if they can continue that. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have more high school hockey coming up for you as we continue at the mnhockey.tv. High school hockey continues for between periods. A great season as always, as we're high school hockey is at its finest here at mnhockey.tv. And we're joined by Dan Werner, the general manager of the Green Mill in Eden Prairie. And I'm in a newly, well, shall I say, remodeled, renovated restaurant that no longer feels like a pizza joint. It feels like a sports bar in here, buddy. What's going on?
Yeah, so we wanted to kind of throw out the old kind of venue in a sense of making it more of a family restaurant. We still are able to option the family-style restaurant, but we wanted to kind of classify it as more of a sports bar. So we upgraded. We got 16 brand new TVs, more of a bar sitting area, and we played the sound for most games. So we definitely invite those of you that are into games and watching those things to join us for that. So,
is it just this location for Green Mill, or all of them changing to this?
A lot of them are being remodeled. Those that are phased out at 20 years old. This restaurant right here is 27 years old, and it had never been retouched for a remodel. So it was due. We are franchised, therefore corporate stores are kind of, in a sense, on their own and what they want to remodel and go that route. But, yeah.
In terms of your menu, we were talking about that too. So no longer is it pizza, but you've got a full menu of which you say is selling quite well.
Yeah, definitely. We have an array of pastas. We have limited time offers. This month alone, we have a limited time pasta offer. So we come out with new pastas every month. Right now, it's buy 2 pastas, get a free bottle of wine. So we do a lot of appetizers, wings, pizzas, pastas. We got different types of happy hour appetizers, things like that. Yeah.
So you buy 2 pastas and you're getting a free bottle of wine to go with it. That is fantastic. That's incredible. Now, another thing you said, I just live up the road. You're on the corner of, well, I mean, from a more global scale, the corner of Flying Cloud Drive and Prairie Center Drive, you turn and just go west a couple blocks, and you're right there on the corner.
Just behind Walmart.
And that's Commonwealth. That's the main road, just behind Walmart. This is kind of the core, the heart of the retail area of Eden Prairie, which is hopping, of course, easy to get to. But if you want to eat from home, and I know we have a lot of Eden Prairie families and people in the area, Bloomington too. I don't know what your delivery area is, but it's just not pizza that you're delivering here.
No, we deliver full menu. As long as you are in the surrounding of Eden Prairie, we deliver to all of Eden Prairie. We go to some businesses that are in Minnetonka, so I urge you, if you are kind of on the outskirts, certainly give us a call, give me chat with me. We do a lot of business delivery. But yeah, as long as you're in Eden Prairie, full menu.
Take advantage of that for sure. How about as far as functions, teams, and celebrations? What do you have in play for that?
Certainly. We do have a lot of sporting events here when it comes to end-of-the-year parties. Hockey teams, we definitely do Eden Prairie High School sports. They always have their parties here. Just about every Saturday we get the little guys, little league guys in here. We do fundraisers as well. So I do urge, if you are in the sports kind of association within Eden Prairie, we give 20% back on all fundraising. So that's a good way to support your community and kind of focus on the cost of that stuff.
And so in terms of how that looks, does that be, for instance, like there's a day for baseball or football or hockey, whatever, if it's whatever day you guys choose, 20%, do you have to make like a note to say, hey, I'm with Eden Prairie baseball or hockey? Is that how it works?
Yeah, certainly. We provide the vouchers, so I urge you again, give me a call. Again, I can walk anybody through that, any team manager. It's certainly a good way to fundraise and build kind of take some of them costs away for some of the association.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then you also said that you're a part of some of the other teams, Nordic and other. Can you touch on what you're doing with the other EP sports teams as well, in terms of promotion?
Yeah, certainly. So my goal is to really, support the community, and by that is anything within the high school and middle schools and elementary schools. So I support the Nordic ski team. We promoted with them, so they got the little cards with deals on them, 5 off 25 with that, as well as the boys and girls basketball teams. So we do some promotions with that inside their advertising and booklets. So we feed the teams for kind of free in a sense of that and a little trade. So
that's great stuff. Dan Werner, your general manager of Green Mill here in Eden Prairie. Give us your official address and website.
It's 8266 Commonwealth Drive here in Eden Prairie. You can find us at greenmill.com. Just search for Eden Prairie.
We'll be calling for delivery this week for sure, my friend.
Certainly. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We'll be back with more high school hockey right after this.
I'm Callie Funk. I'm the program director for the Herb Brooks Foundation, and I've been with the foundation since January of 2017, so a little over a year and a half. I think that Herb Brooks would be very proud of the program. He always talked about building it from the ground up, and I think that's exactly what we're doing here. We're having youth participate, and they can start whenever they'd like, and we're not trying to make that pyramid, we're trying to just keep the base growing all the way up, and I think he'd really be proud of what we're doing here.
The Herb Brooks Foundation started the Rink Rat program over 10 years ago to give the kids a chance to play the game my dad loves so much. Our Rink Rat program is supposed to be fun. Gotta smile, remember it's just a game. Get out and exercise, play all year round. Play on the ice, play in your driveway, play at school. We just hope that you love the game.
So we really try to emphasize the importance of Herb Brooks and the 1980 Miracle team within our program. Herb Brooks stood for a lot of different valuable life lessons, and so we really want to instill the importance of positivity, teamwork, and really coming together as a team in order to meet one common goal.
The Herb Brooks Foundation started the Rink Rat program over 10 years ago. We started it to really keep my dad's legacy alive with children. His philosophy always was to give the game back to the kids and learn to love the game the way he grew up playing, and that was with his buddies out on Lake Phelan, playing street hockey, just those pickup games. And we wanted to have that atmosphere built in for these young children instead of structured association hockey. We wanted to get the kids back playing. At the end of the Rink Rat session, we hope kids take away from the program, number one, friends. I hope they made friends and had fun. And we hope they have a true love for the game, the way that we love the game. We have had several kids go on to play association hockey from our inner city Rink Rat program. We've educated parents on how to enroll their kids in association hockey. Some of them didn't even know there was such a thing.
So we currently are mostly involved in Minneapolis, and that's all areas of Minneapolis. We have a couple schools in North Minneapolis, South Minneapolis, Northeast, and in St. Paul. Last winter we were working out of Phelan, Harding, and the new Tria rink in St. Paul. So we really try to cover a broad area so that we can include as many kids as possible. So the best way I think to reach out and get involved would be to visit our website, herbrooksfoundation.com. You can find all of our information about the Rink Rats programs, any clinics we have in the spring or summer or fall. You can also find contact information for the foundation, as well as many different links to pictures, events such as the Sticks in Stillwater, the golf tournament, Let's Play Hockey Expo, and there's also a good following for our volunteer base as well.
Apparently we're provincial.
Oh, goodness. Let it go, young man. Let it go.
The MN Hockey TV back on the air. We get ready to start period number 2. Bart Archer, give me a scoring summary.
It was Matthews that scored that one.
Are you joking?
No. That's what I'm going
You're
with
serious.
anyway.
You don't know that.
No. But that's why I saw.
Wow, there's a lot of biscuits flying right now. I mean, have you ever? Wow. You got to wear a hard hat. Don't walk. There's a guy walking along the front row there.
Right.
Just sounds like hail coming off the roof.
Bring your helmet.
Nobody's even close. Groves, can you zoom in on that? Look at that. Nobody's even close to the dot. Not even in the ballpark.
Oh, the guy in front of us, he might have a shot.
Oh, there it is.
He's giving the fist bump, too.
Yeah, he's feeling really good.
I think he's going to do
bumped.
the self-check.
Oh, he just got bumped. How bitter he self-checked, dude. A little early. Premature.
Boy, there's a lot of pucks
You
out
had
there.
it there, buddy. I mean, that's some serious product they've got out there. Oh, they got the whole squad coming out. Is this the what'd they say, U12 edition?
Well, they got some work to do. Plenty of old pucks out there.
Oh, they take 2 pucks.
Yep.
Here comes the rest of the squad. They're all going to pick pucks up. See how quick they can do this.
These will be playing some music in the background.
You know what's great is when you bring that little squeegee thing.
Yep.
So what do we expect here? The second period for the Eagles was very good to them last game where they blew up for 4 goals against the Trojans. Could we see more of the same?
Yeah, and it was really in about a 5 minutes. Well, no, it was more about a 9-minute span, but it really kind of took the game over. And the only thing that closed the gap in that game was 2 power play goals by Wayzata to narrow the gap to 5-3. But Eden Prairie in firm control after that 4-goal period. That's what they'd love to have mimic that moving forward. But they get to start on the power play for a minute on the second half of a minor penalty to Tommy Bergslund, one of the primary defenders on this team, one of the primary penalty killers as well. So if they can take advantage of this and at least establish a rhythm and get comfortable with the puck in the offensive zone, that bodes quite well for Lee Smith and the Eagles. And the challenge in front of Wayzata is just kill this off, pick up their teammate, and move on. I really thought both teams really established at least possession. They got into rhythms. They had some pretty good sequences down low. Goaltenders came up big, and Rosenlund made one big save that really could have been a game changer, and Fraga made every save that was presented in front of him, every shot that was presented in front of him. So both goaltenders are playing quite well tonight. I'd like to say hello to Mr. Doug Dornseif, one of our stalwart supporters joining us tonight. Happy to have you aboard, Dorney. In West Metro, we appreciate you tuning in tonight as well. Good call on the goal. But Pete, a lot of games are being canceled. A lot of games are being postponed, but we are playing here at the Eden Prairie Community Center.
How many would you say on that schedule do you see?
Well, I would almost say probably 80% or either postponed.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. In fact, Blaine and Totino looks like it's still on. Minnetonka Hopkins in progress. Burnsville Eastview looks like they're going.
What's the score of that one?
It doesn't have any scoring on that. Minnetonka 2-0 over Hopkins, I guess. That one does have a score on it.
How many periods?
I'd have to click on the button here. Give me a
Go ahead.
moment. Play
Get
some
your
music.
cheats on?
Yeah.
The cheaters?
I need them.
He said play some music. I'm playing the Jeopardy music. What do we have? What do we have here? We have a report coming in. Bart Archer gives a shout out to the West Metro for calling Matthews' goal.
And that's the official scoring right there. We're going to go with that one.
Was that your shout out, Bart?
Yes. I just wanted to
You're so
acknowledge.
provincial. Why do you pick all these games in the Lake Conference in the West?
Well, nobody
Metro,
wants.
why do you do that?
Nobody wants to watch the Marlins against the Rangers.
I don't understand what your scheduling process is, Bart. Why do you do this?
Oh, I just pick them out of a hat, Pete. They just happen to be all Lake Conference games.
Yeah, right.
Hey, we've done
it's who
across the board.
You know what? It's who we're contracted with. Sorry, folks. Park's closed. Who's Up Front should have told you. Greatest movie of all time. Not really, but one of. Holt now power play continues for the Eagles for another 53 seconds. It's going to be Luke Middlestad controlling across the line. Loses the edge. Puck, nice job off the glass by your guy Matthews. Holt and Fairchild come together on it. Holt off the boards. Picked up by North, who's going to send that back into Eagle territory. Rosenlund. I always want to call Rosenlund Rose because of Axl Rose. You know, you got the Rosenlund.
Oh, I mean, get
it comes to my mind every time. I'm sure I'm not the only.
Yeah, now you planted the seed with me, and I'm going to struggle with it for the rest of the night.
I did that on purpose.
Yes, you did.
Jensen took a little stinger off the hand, a little slash action, kept it alive. Now it's going to be Middlestadt to control back behind. They go to the left wing side. And there you heard the man. The Trojans are now at full strength.
Oh.
In front, backhander, puck rattles. Steered aside. And it's going to be sent right back up to the near boards. On the play there, that's Siemens. Couldn't get the zone. Now it's going to be Jensen across the goal line. Looks out front. Fraga the save. Puck's loose. Nice job by him to cover that one up.
That was a nice job by Eden Prairie to limit the exit out of the zone, and it was Jensen that turned it up and got it in front, and I think it was John Middlestadt that got a swipe at that puck, but Fraga once again did a nice job of keeping the puck out of the net. Boy, nice shot by Jones. Put it right into the crest, though, of the goaltender Fraga. Fraga. See? I can mispronounce somebody's name in the same sentence.
I even wrote it down for you, phonetics right there,
yeah, thank you. It's not on my piece of paper, though, Pete.
Across the line they go with it. Peters' shot deflects up and out of play. So a face-off inside the Eagle zone. 15:24 to go in the second period.
Well, and this is a situation, and we bring it up quite a bit, or at least I do. It's the second period, so if you can bottle a team up in their zone, you can wear out their defensemen, and it's such a long change that you can actually exploit that. So possession very important, and offensive zone time very important in the second period.
Rudrud across the line for Smith. Look to the slot area for Jones. As it's going to be played up to the line, Kresbach is there. Played that one ahead, and now it's going to be picked up by North across the line. In on goal, save, rebound. That one up away from Lewis. Now Jones played to the right wing for Rudrud. He has Jones moving. Nice job. Quick mitts to gather that in. Cross the line. Smith to the net. Oh, he got the stick on that one. Pirouette. Nice triple axle there by Smith. Rudrud. Jensen runs into his man. Stick got up a little bit there on Gardner from Jensen. No harm, no foul, I guess we're going to go with. Back into the neutral zone. Pager is going to shuffle that one right back into Trojan territory as they regroup out of the zone. That's off the stick of Cam Langfeld. North from center rings that back in behind the net. Rosenlund sets up for Schultz. Schultz plays the boards. Back up and out of play.
Well, I really like the aggressive nature of Eden Prairie. They're sending everybody toward the puck and with great energy and good rotations too, so they aren't leaving really any space on the ice vulnerable, but really forcing Wayzata to move the puck a little quicker than they want to. But Wayzata, good opportunity now. Offensive zone faceoff to Rosenlund's left. 14-16 left in the second period. Wayzata's still up by 1.
In the corner it goes. To the line but not out. Bergslund takes over. His wrister goes to the far side. Sent back into the corner by Mortensen. It's going to be Luke Middlestadt. Nice body position. Protects the puck for Wilhite. Patiently ahead. Now it's Jensen with speed across the line to the forehand. Drop pass for Keegan Langfels. Took him by surprise. And now it's going to be out of the corner with it. Moni was there. Matthews to the line but not out. Langfels keeps it. Plays this one back down into the corner. Jammed on the play as Holt turned over. Matthews is there, bumped by Wilhite. Now Langfeld steps up into his man. That's Moni. Holt comes away with it. He's got Jones off the turnover, Jensen rather off the turnover. Oh, that one nearly gets through. Moni with a possible breakaway. Here comes Luke Middlestadt. He can fly. Moni could do nothing but shoot the puck as that one went off the backboards. It's going to be picked up by Langfels. Ahead it goes for Holt, now to Jensen. Jensen again, they're coming in waves here across the line. Jensen will hide. Oh, and that hit Frager right in the glove. Back to the near boards it goes. It's going to be played up the left wing wall by Breon. Now they'll play this through center. Lutke with it. Back to the corner it goes for Siemens. Freon jammed on the play by Jensen. And now Schultz comes away with it. This line might want to get her deep. They've been out for a bit, I think. Now Schultz with it. There they go to the bench. Schultz will follow it through, takes the body on North. He goes straight bulldozer there. Now it's played up to the right wing side. Batchelder guides it back in behind the net. Lutke plays this to the corner. Lilliard is there. Nice forecheck there. Looked out front with a centering feed. Up and out of play it goes.
Well, that was
a forecheck by Lilliard, forcing the turnover here off the end.
Well, he's been on the puck all game long and really showing some great energy on that one. But I think the forecheck of Eden Prairie is very aggressive but calculated. They're not just chasing the play. They're actually taking good angles and forcing Wayzata into a tough situation trying to exit their zone. So a really good shift by both teams. Nice job by Luke Middlestead to track down Moni. He's got some speed, but he just showed some wheels to close that gap and really limit that opportunity.
Flipped up high in the air. Fairchild was there. Jones will slam it back into Wayzata territory. Back into the corner for Peter. Bumps off for Bergsland. Lilliard again with the forecheck. Lewis guides it back in behind. Peters looked to play it to the right wing side for Gardner. As it's again Bergsland to regroup in his own zone. Eagles with good angles and good forecheck working here. Cam Langfels looked to play that one ahead. Fairchild was there. In the zone it goes now as it's going to be Schultz being watched on the play by Lewis. Long pass, Batchelder couldn't handle it. And back the other way we go.
Well, not a bad time to take a whistle. Both teams needs to change some lines, but even Batchelder couldn't catch up with that puck, so it's going to come all the way back into the Eden Prairie zone, face off to Rosenlund's left. Still 1-0 Trojans, 11:39. There's been a pretty good flow to this second period. There's some good sequence and some good space, but really aggressive forechecks by both teams. Very effective so far. I think Eden Prairie's managed out of the puck out of their zone a little bit better than the Trojans tonight so far.
North will guide that one back in behind the net. Matthews is there with John Middlestad, who wins the battle. But here comes another couple of Trojans to keep it alive and play this one in deep. Back behind the net off the end line. Rudrud ahead. North shot pushed wide of the mark. Now Moni was there. Kresbach plays over for John Middlestead. Moni again. Kresbach with the body. Moni muscles that one off. Side of the net it goes. And now it's going to be again Matthews on it. Matthews cycles back into the corner. Pager comes over. Jams his man on the play. That's Siemens. And now Smith ahead to Rudrud. Nice stick there, but he stays on it. Poke check by Mortensen. Scores! Oh, it's Rudrud. Really made a play out of nowhere there for the Eagles. You'll see you pick it up in the neutral zone. Mortensen gets a stick on it, and there he goes, Bart Archer.
But look at the speed that he has coming into the zone. Works the edges, and it was the goaltender that gave him that space. A snipe shot on that one by Rudrud. And for Rudrud, that's going to be goal number 11, but that's a big goal for Eden Prairie. They've been working awful hard. Now they got some positive return on their investment. It's going to pick them up energy-wise. You can tell by the bench and the body language. Now it's up to Wayzata to just match this energy moving forward. But we're 1-1, 10:50 left in the second period.
11, 10, and 21 on the season now for Rudrud in the point category. Luke Middlestad's going to have to hang on as he gets across the line and plays that back in behind. Big check thrown on Breon. It's going to be picked up for Middlestad from Wilhite. And offside was Keegan Langfels.
Well, I did get official scoring on that one. Rudrud is 11th from Smith and Kresbach. And that would be at the 6:07 mark. Even strength goal. We're not at a 1. It kind of changes the complexion of the game a little bit. But Eden Prairie very aggressive getting after it. But it was speed that actually won that race. Spencer Rudrud picks up his teammate as he's done so many times. As you said, Pete, he's getting better as this year is going on.
Special hello to Ken Pauley.
Absolutely, Coach.
He said I better be on the A game tonight because he and the Phil were both big Phil Collins fans. So, of course, he is. I was trying to put in the air tonight on the podcast, but I would imagine Dragons for the younger crowd. Not these guys as much, but
gotcha.
For the millennials. Now across the line, it's Wilhite. Jensen, that one wide of the mark. Back through center ice. Lutke wins the battle. Gets a little bit of help now from Siemens to the slot. There's a shot. That buzzed wide of Rosenlund.
Boy, that
now
was a nice
North.
pass.
Schultz takes over from the back of the end boards. Bothered on the play by Nick Gardner, the senior. Holt to Jensen. Stopped at the line by Lewis. Fairchild's pickpocketed there. And it's 2-on-1 possible. Now it's Jensen. That closed into a 2-on-2. Quick trailer. Scores! That's Wilhite. And the Eagles convert. Turn the 2-on-2 into a 3-on-2. You'll see Wilhite trailing the play wisely goes to a seam Bart Archer and buries.
Well, that's the most dangerous player generally on the ice, unless it's Jack Jensen, of course, but a nice follow-up by Will Height. Just picked the corner, and that was blocker side. A very difficult shot to save. And but Eden Prairie now with serious energy, up 2-1. I've been very impressed with Will Height's stick work, speed, and just his overall game, and finally get rewarded. As I said before, a lot of hard work out there, but it was Jensen that just put it on a doily for him, and he finished that play.
For the senior, Will Height is 7th of the campaign, 20th point on the season. It's been a good year for him. Now it's the Trojans trailing by 1, 2 straight. Could Lightning strike twice for the Eagles? Erupted for 4 in that game a couple of weeks ago and went on to the 5-3 win. We'll see. Here comes John Middlestat. By the tempo of the offensive approach for the Eagles, that might not be out of the question. Down goes Smith. To the left wing it goes, out of the zone. Now it's on the stick for Kimlinger. Kimlinger's going to be checked. Keegan Langfels takes over. His pass was deflected, and he'll come back with it in his own zone. Over for Luke Middlestat, finds Keegan Langfels. Poke it to center. Rudrud tried to pull that from Money, who said no way. And now it's going to be handled by Luke Middlestat. Smith in front. Ooh, that hit a pair of skates. That was Matthews on the way down. Frege in goal, looking off to his right. Back into the neutral zone with Siemens. He's got Pager watching him right off the bench. Breon to North. Plays it up off the skate. That one might have hit Rosenlund up high. The former Guns N' Roses lead singer. Well, I mean, sort of still. Now AC/DC. There's a shot. Well, he did a pretty good job, by the way, on that tour. Did you hear any of it?
No, I didn't.
Go to YouTube. Check it out. Thunderstruck is amazing. Now it's going to be Jones. It's not the same because it's not Brian, but
right.
it's pretty good.
I'm not a huge fan of Axl Rose.
At the line? I know. Now to the right corner it goes. There's a chance in front. There's a stop and a save. The puck trickles through the slot area. And they're going to ring the boards all the way around to the dasher. Oh, nice job to keep there with Lutke. Jam by Smith. Down the boards they go with Mortensen. They find their man in the corner. Siemens is checked on the play. Now the Trojans responding with a nice shift with 7:22 to go here in the second period. Jones and Pager battling in the corner. Fished out of there by Siemens. Jones watching him. And it's going to be Smith. Finds an opening and lofts it the length of the ice. Why not? Take the icing call and change your unit.
Yeah, they needed some fresh legs out there. Wayzata did a nice job of keeping the puck in the zone and really making Eden Prairie work awful hard on that. Nice scrums down low. Wayzata sending two on the puck carriers, being very aggressive in their response, but Eden Prairie dodged a bit of a bullet on that one. But good time to get fresh legs out on the ice.
Up to the line it goes for Peters. Batchelder was there. Now it's Fairchild who moved it quick, but he was jammed on the play by Cam Langfeld. Nice job by John Middlestat in traffic. Protects Hilliard across the line. He's got Batchelder who feathers it to him. Backhander fought off by Frege. Nice little build up. Watch his play all the way back in the zone. John Middlestat right there just gets position and stayed on it. Quickly moved it. Didn't stop moving and stepped up in the play. Now watch this little feed right through the stick there. A little sauce right on the hand of
it was
Batchelder.
Lilliard that showed some good anticipation, some nice touch, put it right on the stick of Batchelder. I think that shot might have gone wide, but it was Frege that decided to hold on to it. They're going to stop the puck, hold the puck, get the fresh legs out there. So a very responsible decision by Frege, the goaltender for Wayzata. Good sequence by Eden Prairie, though.
Back to the corner it goes. It'll be rung around. Shots blocked. Sent right back in by Luke Middlestat. Matthews was there. They'll foot race this to the corner. 3 Trojans are there. Matthews comes away with it. Peters shot redirect. Ooh, nice deflection there by Kimlinger, who had the screen and tipped it on the backhand. Holt trying to work over the big fella Bergsland, who gave no ground there. Now it's going to be Jensen. Shrugs his man off. That's Moni. It's a heavy hitting affair. left something at the line there, and that means they're going to have to regroup and step up on, touch up on side. Keegan Langfels, Holt now, Jensen. Back to the corner, one touch, blocker pad save. Back to the line. Langfels' shot misses the mark. Back into the neutral zone it goes for Luke Middlestead. 5:32 to go in the period. Luke Middlestead turns it back up. Across the line, holds it to the backhand. He'll maintain possession. Down goes Jensen on the play. To the right wing side it goes. Pager is there. Kresbach was about to step on for Luke Middlestead, who now had to stay on instead, as they'll play this one back in behind the net. Thrown back in by Tomczyk. Now it's going to be Luke Middlestead. And offside on the call. So back out we go.
Well, that was kind of a trying moment. It was Middlestead, as you said, trying to get off the ice. The puck got into that area. It was Kresbach that jumped back on, jumped back off, so the referees gave him a little allowance. But, you know, you have to get off as quick as you can. But really no harm in that one. Face-off outside the zone. We're under 5 minutes to go in the second period. Now it's Eden Prairie holding on to a one-goal advantage, but Wayzata showing some pretty good life. Just got to get into the scoring areas and force Rosenlund to make some saves.
There's one.
A very impressive one, no less. He
Yeah.
held on to the rebound.
Stick save with a beauty.
Fazoff's got to be to his right, but that's the only thing really missing from Wayzata. They're doing all the right things. They're checking on the right side, stick-side checks. They just have to get in front into the scoring area and push that puck toward the Eden Prairie net. So far, Eden Prairie hasn't let them do that this period. They've played a very responsible period so far.
Poked off the board, sent back in. Mortensen is there. There's a one touch that misses the mark. Kresbach for Lilliard. Ooh, Frega had to take that slow-moving puck and kick it aside. Gardner to center. They're looking for Fairchild. That hits Jones. Pager had better hurry as Gardner was watching him. Little collision there between Davidson and Batchelder. Deuces are wild as they're getting after it, 22-2. Long pass for Rudrud. He has the go-ahead goal for Batchelder. Batchelder looks for John Middlestead. Now it's Carson Peters with it, back behind. Deflected back through center ice. And icing. Nope, they're going to say no icing on the play. Kimlinger would chase that back in behind the net. Kresbach off the boards for Smith. Read by Matthews. In front they go. There's a shot. Pad save. Rosenlund. Nice job by Smith. What a defensive play. Got the stick and body positioning right where you want it. It's sent right back into Wayzata territory with 3:25 to go.
Boy, again, another trying moment for Eden Prairie, but as you said, it was Garrett Smith, good positioning, and that one defensively responsible, came down to help the defense out and really limited what would have been almost a layup goal on that one to keep the puck out of the net, and then they just iced it down to relieve some pressure. Really a good play by Eden Prairie. Now they have to win the faceoff, but great pressure by this Trojan team.
Here comes Rudrud. Same angle, same shot, big save. Cam Langfels to the slot off John Middlestead's stick. That one's pushed wide of the mark. Now it's going to be Smith with it. Shallow angle. And there's Frega to make the save once again.
Well, I think that was a good decision by Smith to actually take that shot. There really weren't a lot of options, and Wayzata defenders were closing in on him and put a shot, tried to go short side, but Frega did a nice job of making his body big, receiving that puck and holding on to it, allowing his coach to get some, some non-fatigued legs out there. But really a good shift by Garrett Smith of the Eden Prairie Eagles. Both ends of the ice.
Back behind the net it goes. It's going to be North. His pass was taken away as he was looking for Mortensen. Instead, he's going to lug it out of the zone. Gets away from Schultz. One man. Breckinger, he can dangle, he can score. Who else? Bobby Orr. It's actually Tommy Bergsland. Or North, rather.
Yeah, North has played a whale of a game tonight so far.
North and Bergsland's bodies look exactly the same. Delayed penalty coming up. This will be on the Eagles.
Well, again, another penalty. This one's going to be a holding penalty in the waning moments of a period. 2:39 left in the second period. Really a nice chance for Eden Prairie to get back to putting pressure on Eden Prairie and forcing them to defend. It's really been Eden Prairie in the offensive zone or the neutral zone most of the period. But now, again, Wayzata on the power play, and a very good power play. They got their big guns out there. So Coach O'Leary knows the situation. It's going to be Cam Langfels that's going to go for the hold. But time for Eden Prairie to pick up their teammate and kill this one off.
Langfels goes for the hold. Sorry about that graphic, guys. When you're the director, when you're doing it all, sometimes you just can't do it all. And guess what? The price is right. It's free. From the corner, it's sent back up into the neutral zone.
Complimentary, we'll call it.
And it'll be shoveled right back in. Matthews. Actually, it's Paulie that called me out on that too. So thanks, Buddha.
Right.
Matthew, we had a great podcast. Check it out. I think it's really good. He was a spitfire.
As always. We call that business as usual.
He had a lot of vinegar.
Sure he did.
Back up to the line it goes. Bergsland. Good job by Jensen. Watch this stick right up at the top of the blue line.
Yeah, he followed him out. Bergsland tried to walk the line, change the angle a little bit, get a little better shot on goal. But Jack Jensen and Holt up front on a penalty kill. There's a lot of speed and a lot of talent up there. So Wayzata still has to be cognizant of playing defense, even on the power play. But a nice busy stick by the captain of the Eagles. Just 59 seconds left in the penalty to Cameron Langfels of the Eden Prairie Eagles. Wayzata, pretty good kill so far. Pretty good power play so far.
If my memory serves me correct, this tag team up top, Bergsland and Peters connected on the power play, with Peters scoring against Edina in that wild one, 6-4 at Braemar Arena last week.
Absolutely correct.
There's Peters right there. Bergsland. Over to the left wing side for Matthews. Back up for Bergsland. Down for Peters. Bergsland sits on it. Matthews now to the corner for Fairchild. Matthews, nice little touch. Scores! On the rebound, it's Moni. And we're tied at 2.
Well, and Matthews is going to get an assist on that one, but I really like what Moni did on that. He didn't get in too deep right in front of the goaltender. He actually pulled himself out by the hash and drew the defenders out to cover him, created a little bit of space, and from that point forward, it was a nice save initially by Roseland, but just up and over his glove hand, knots it at 2. 1:18 left in the second period. A whole new ball game now, but power play goal for the Wayzata Trojans. Big goal it was, but that's going to be Moni, and for him, it's going to be goal number 17 and number 4 on the power play. Up to Eden Prairie to respond now. The ebbs and flows, Pete Wagner, Lake Conference Hockey. I just had to work that in.
That's good. Cross the line.
Check that one off the list.
That's right.
Now I'm only going to use it a couple more times, but they're going to bring the face-off into the zone. I thought it was a clean shot up and out of play, but another busy stick by Eden Prairie. They've been very responsible with their sticks tonight in all the zones tonight, especially in the defensive zone. They've gotten their sticks in front of a lot of shots, attempted shots by Wayzata.
50-50 puck. Eagles come away with it. Just showed Bart Archer a Chris Farley meme that was sent to me by the lovely Amy Rapp that just said, "For the love of God," with him bending over with the bluish check suit coat on, just bursting out of it. "Stop snowing."
Yeah, I've already shoveled about 3 or 4 times in just
How's
the
the
last
back?
couple days.
I can't believe you haven't had the heart attack.
No, it's fine.
Bunk doesn't happen to guys your age?
Well, yeah, but just knock on wood. Hopefully
Barty's
not
in good
me.
shape, folks. This
Well,
guy's a lean, mean fighting machine.
I don't know about that, but I do what I can with what I got. That's all I can do.
North down the wall. Now it's going to be Langfels. I'm not touching it.
I hope
Sent
not.
right down the rail again. Now it's going to be Fairchild. Oh, he nearly had his man, Davison in front.
But another good stick by Middlestat.
Holt off his stick. He'll have to chase this down as he's wedged by Bergsland, and the puck is played to the near boards with Wilhite throwing the leather. Davidson again off the boards. Not enough juice for an icing. Langfels with it. Long pass ahead on the tape for Jensen. He'll hold on to it behind the back pass for Holt and on goal. Oh, stick checked neatly there by Bergsland. Terrific play. Oh, there's a shot that's deflected by North in wide of the mark, and that does it for the period. And what a good one it was. Couple of goals for the Eagles and one for the Trojans, and we've solved nothing. tied at 2 after 2.
Well, Jack Jensen did a really nice job of drawing the defender and dropped it to hold in stride, but the puck rolled on hold a little bit. But a trying moment for Wayzata that they dodged that bullet, but it's 2-2 going into the third period. Not much to say other than don't go away. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to have a great pace, but the intensity is certainly picking up. Both teams want to finish this game strong and get the win. Both teams are desperate for a win, so it's going to be desperation hockey in the third period. Looking forward to it.
I think if you're the Eden Prairie Eagles, you have to like your response. I mean, they had a game where they played a pretty good Stillwater team, well coached. They know what they're doing. But I think if they could have a game back, they scored 5, which is enough to win the game, but there are a couple of breakdowns in the defensive zone, and next thing you know, they're trying to regroup and find a way.
Well, it's not the physical part of it, it's the mental part, Pete. There are a lot of delays, there are a lot of variables that worked into the mix. Just write that one off as an aberration and move forward, but both teams are in good shot, but 17 minutes.
If they play poorly tonight, it's not an aberration.
That's right, but they played well.
We'll be back with more.
Prairie High School hockey continues here from the Rec Center, and we're joined by Walzer Toyota's Doug Sprinthal, and once again, this store couldn't be any more beautiful, Doug, and high school hockey's on the air. It's always a great day for that.
Yeah, it really is, and we're a big supporter of high school hockey. Andrew Walzer, one of the two brothers that owned the company, was a star at Edina. I think that his goals against is getting better as he gets older. Is that possible? The statistics might change?
Typically, you'll take the dot, the two after the dots, and they get smaller, but he's just taking the big number and making that one smaller.
Yeah, that's right.
Andrew Walzer and I went to high school together.
Oh, you did?
He was 86, I was 85. A great guy, and it's been really amazing to watch how this whole organization has really grown in the Twin Cities. And you guys have, I think, some great sales strategies that are working.
We really do, and not to sound like this is the Andrew Walzer show, but he was the guy that started it, 17 or 18 years ago. We used to be a negotiating dealership group just like everybody else. And Andrew was smart enough to see the future, I think, and the internet and what it was going to do to our business. And we went to a commission-free, non-negotiating sales strategy. The first couple of years were rough, but then once people figured out what we were trying to do, it's really, really popular. There's no more arm wrestling. We put the prices on the internet and on the cars so people really can spend their time doing what they should be doing, which is picking out the right car.
Well, what's really great to promote that concept is when you walk into this store, I see tons of round tables with 4 chairs and salespeople walking with iPads or Microsoft Surface. And it's one of those things where it's less combative, maybe. It's a little more open to being comfortable.
You notice that we're sitting in one of the, I think it's the only closed office on the show floor. And this is the general manager's office. This is where he counts the money. I'm just kidding. The sales managers sit usually kind of on the show floor with the salespeople. Because really, when they get managers involved in deals, it's about selection or maybe monthly payment, that sort of stuff. It's not trying to talk somebody into doing something they don't want to do. And it really fits well with Toyota's strategy as well. Toyota fits the sales strategy almost perfectly, I think.
Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Well, when the Walzers bought this store, we were, I think, dead last in the metro. It was over in Southtown. This is the 4th move in 20 years. And we're usually number 2 or number 3 in the whole north central region. That's Illinois, Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah. So we haven't hit number 1 yet, but we're sure trying. And it's been a huge improvement. Part of it's the facility, but I really think that the biggest thing is the experience people get here. It's so much better than it used to be.
So if I'm looking for a car and I'm looking to shop and I'm looking at a Toyota, what will my experience be from start to finish? I come in, I pick out my car, the financing process, and then how about the support on the back end with service and that?
That's really an interesting question. Usually the shopping starts on the internet, so we try to give as much information to customers before they even come in. And we find a lot of them make selection. You mentioned the finance process, and I'm glad you brought it up because I would have forgot about it. We eliminated the traditional finance office years ago because it was a bad customer experience. We sell a lot of cars here. Our store will sell, give or take, 7,000 cars out of this store every year. And even though we had good finance people, there was always a bottleneck, especially on Saturdays. So people would, agree to buy a car and then wait for 4 or 5 hours. It was terrible. So we thought, let's develop a system where the salespeople can handle the whole finance transaction sitting with the customer. So if you find a car you like here, and say yes. Our goal is to get you out of here in 30 minutes or less. We don't always get there, but it's a really quick process. That doesn't mean that the selection process is 30 minutes. That can go on for
But that's
hours
up to you,
or
the
days.
buyer, too.
Right. But it's just, we're consumers too, and once we say we want something, we want it. So we've set that up to do that here.
Well, what's great about that is you take the variable out of the Saturday. Let's say you come at 4 o'clock and it closes at 6. It's a hard close, or someone does stick around. But you have to have someone come back on Monday, and then it becomes an elongated deal.
Here at 6:05 that wants to buy a car, we'll stay.
Okay, well, good. Just making sure, so nobody's running out. So, but it's a totally different process, and it's very comfortable. It's welcoming. And you know what I always notice whenever I come in this store? It's busy. There's always people. There's ample people to help and serve the customers as well. I think that's a key component too. You don't have to stare around and wait for anybody to come assist you as well.
Yeah, that's true. We do lose people out on the lot. It's about 7 acres of cars out there, and sometimes in the summertime people wander around going, I'm going to get help, and occasionally they have to wander inside. We try to prevent that, but we're not always perfect.
And then finally, from a service perspective, what do you have going on here?
Well, the service operation, it's like the military back there, because we've got 45 service bays, and we're open from early in the morning till late at night. And just the number of staff that it takes to manage that and call people back, because that's really what people want, is quick answers. We do have shuttle services if you don't want to hang out and wait. The lounge actually is really nice. And we made a multi-$1,000 investment in coffee. So we don't have dealership coffee. It's actually stuff that you'd want to drink. So
imagine that.
It's weird.
It's actual good stuff. Doug, great stuff. Thank you for supporting high school hockey. And, for a lot of these kids, this is their NHL. This is their show. And it's really fun to make this special for them. And if you guys don't do this, we can't do that. So we appreciate you and Walzer for sure.
And we appreciate that. It's always... dealers are really good at giving back to the community, and because of Andrew's history as an amateur hockey player, this is one of his soft spots, so we're happy to do it.
Be sure to start your shopping process at walzer.com. Head on in here to the Toyota store. It's right off 494 on the what would be south side, just west of France Avenue, or for those of you that would know, right next to Sensors. Does that work for you?
Multi-million-dollar ad budget, and we're right next to a bar, and now everybody knows where we are.
Ding. Doug Sprinthal, thanks a lot. We'll be back with more high school hockey right after this. The Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Robert Thomas Homes. Carol, thanks for joining us between periods here today.
Yes, thank you very much.
So let's start from the very beginning. We've all heard of Robert Thomas Homes, but really, who is Robert Thomas Homes?
Well, Robert Thomas Homes is a locally owned semi-custom home builder. We're based in Lakeville, and as a part of the Tradition Corporation. We build homes from the $400,000 to up to $1 million in communities throughout the Twin City metro area. Many of our communities that we're building in right now, Spirit of Branch and Farm in Lakeville, the Harvest in Chaska, Village Preserve Lake Elmo, St. Michael, Creekside Hills in Plymouth, and 21 Oaks in Woodbury.
Well, our viewers can obviously see the incredible drone footage of your Lakeville properties that Robert Thomas Homes have put together. That is an absolute gorgeous. That's got to be a crown jewel of some of the things you've done.
Yes, I expect that this is the Spirit of Branch and Farm, and Spirit of Branch and Farm is a very, very special community. We've been the top-selling community in the Twin Cities for the past 3 years. And there's a wide variety of architectural designs and homes that we offer in addition to miles of parks, a phenomenal community center, and pools. There's just so many great things that neighborhood has to offer.
So let's talk about your target market then. Who do you find is your typical target market for your homes?
We really build in, I'd say, 4 varied collections is what we offer. One collection that's been very popular right now is our cottage or villa collection. It's a single level of association maintained design, and they have a tendency to appeal to that empty nester. Those homes are priced probably from the $400 to about $450 or $550. We build those in Lakeville, as well as we'll have Enclave in Plymouth opening very soon. Another collection that's been popular is our cottage or village collection, which is 2 stories, 1,900 to 3,000 square feet. They seem to be appealing to that first-time buyer. They're priced in the 3s to 5s. We have 2 more, a heritage collection, which is a 2-story more of a move-up product line, ranging again from 2,600 to 3,400 square feet, and those are priced in the 400 to upper 5. We offer that product line basically throughout the Twin Cities. And then the Tradition collection is our larger semi-custom homes that range from anywhere from 2,800 to 6,000 square feet. You'll find features like indoor sport courts, really deluxe baths, bonus rooms, some really nice features. And those homes start in the 500s and build over $1 million.
So the building industry had a big awards gala last month, and you came home with quite a few trophies. It was a successful run. Can you talk on that a little bit?
Sure. It was a record for us.
Wow.
And, from what we understand at the Builders Association of the Twin Cities, the Builders Association of the Twin Cities offers the Reggie Award, which is similar to maybe the movie Oscars. And Robert Thomas was fortunate to win 6 Reggie Awards out of 16 categories. So that was quite a big night for us and a lot of fun.
And then finally, what advice would you give to people who are looking to build a home right now?
Right now, it's an outstanding time to buy. Interest rates are incredibly low, and I think people are surprised when they find out how affordable homes can be. First, I usually tell people, do your research online. Do some research so you can find out what builders are in the areas that you're searching for. Get pre-qualified. We at Robert Thomas work with Tradition Mortgage. Tradition Mortgage offers a really great program for our customers and makes it very seamless. Then definitely visit the builders' communities and model homes. One thing Robert Thomas puts a huge focus on is not just the house. We take a lot of great pride in the homes that we build, but our huge emphasis is on designing communities that are focused on bringing the neighborhood together. So you'll see community centers and exercise rooms, party rooms, green spaces, parks, just really hockey rinks. You'll see all these really great spaces for people to spend time.
Sounds. Sorry about that. Keep going.
Oh, no, that's okay. I was going to say, and understand what the builder will include, what's included, and you want to make sure that many of those features are sustainable, that they'll last. Work with a company you trust, ask for references, and then enjoy the process. Building a home is your personal space that you're designing, so make sure that you enjoy it.
Can I ask you a quick question on the sustainable comment you made? How do you know what is sustainable or not as far as something that would last? What do you look for in that?
What we look for is a good product, for example, is the exterior siding of a home. In Minnesota, that's a very important aspect, so we use a product by the name of LP SmartSide. LP SmartSide is a Minnesota-made company, but it has a very long warranty. In addition, we have a paint on the exterior that's factory finished, so our homeowners don't need to paint the home for at least 20 years or more. So for us, it's something that withstands hail, and so it's something that we don't want people to put, all of this investment into a home and then have to make changes or update it, shortly after moving in. So these are products that they know that they won't have to touch for hopefully 10 years or more.
So that's really incredible advice from Carol Griffith, who's the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Robert Thomas Homes, part of Tradition Companies. Really wonderful outreach that your whole company has done for this tournament and youth sports across the metro area. Thank you for telling us a little bit more about Robert Thomas Homes, and hopefully people will start picking up the phone.
They crushed the ice in record time here at the Eden Prairie Community Center. We're tied at 2. After 2, we head into period number 3, featuring the Eden Prairie Eagles and the Wayzata Trojans right here at the MNHockey.tv. What a year it's been, Bart Archer!
Indeed, coming to a close
Man,
here.
we've been crushing the games.
That's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely crushing. The season ends next week.
And
Not really, because we're going to be doing the Turn 'em Down, Turn Us Up package.
And we appreciate everybody that's joined us along
the
way.
Turn down the TV, turn us up. We all know you know how to match up your VCRs or your VTRs. There's a shot on goal by Jensen. Ooh, motivated, they score! Wow. Jack Jensen, quick work. It's 3-2 Eagles.
Well, that's only goal number 27 for Jack Jensen, but good follow-up. That's why you don't quit on the play. You got the initial shot, and it was Frege that made the initial save, and then the puck came back out to Jensen, and he put it into put it through a lot of traffic, gives his team an early lead. Just 14 seconds into this third period. Now Eden Prairie up by one. But Pete, my question coming into this period is both teams have been very aggressive on the puck, and they got to tone it back and they got to change their game. But I think both teams, it's working for them. So we'll see what unfolds as the period goes on. But Eden Prairie, big goal by Jensen.
Peters ahead it goes. John Middlestad is there. Rudrud across the line. Smith shots deflected. Back off the end of the boards it goes. Now it's going to be handled by Langfels. John Middlestad pushed that through looking for Smith. Now it's going to be Rudrud again. He'll handle the puck back in. Behind the net, off Smith. That one worked its way, rattled its way in toward the Wayzata goaltender. Had to be quick with the catching glove there to make the save.
Well, and it was John Middlestad. The puck was laying by Frega's pad by the post, and it was John Middlestad that played till the whistle. And in Wayzata, you got to block him out. You can't afford those second chance opportunities. Frega did a nice job of holding the integrity on that post. Otherwise, we'd be talking about a 4-2 Eagles lead. So Wayzata's got to clean up their zone a little bit. Official scoring, Jensen from Holton, Wilhite at 14 seconds.
Back down the boards it goes. Mortensen. They'll play the Karam at center ice. That's handled by Lutke as he's going to play that in behind the Eagle net. Schultz was there. And now it's Jones. Too far for Lilliard. Nearly got inside. Nice job to reach back by Tomzik to make the play. And Tomzik will swat it back into Eagle territory with Schultz guiding it back in behind the net for Cam Langfels. Big Karam. And in on goal it goes. On a doily, as Bart Archer would say.
Well, Cam Langfeld sent it along the wall, but the puck took a funny Karam off there, put it right on the stick of the defenseman for the Trojans. I think it was Mortensen that put that shot on goal, about a foot off the ice, maybe. But Roseland with a nice job of tracking that puck into his glove, holding onto it face off to his right.
Cam Langfels, or Keegan rather, at the line, cut off by Jensen. Springs Holt, he can fly. Here comes Holt in on goal to the forehand. And it's Frega that makes the save. Turns it away with the big goal stick and back in toward Rosenlund it goes as he watches that one wide of the mark.
Well, Jack Jensen has such great vision on the ice. He knows where everybody is. He doesn't have to see him. He sensed that he was there, but he saw Holt behind the defenders, put it right on the stick. Holt with good speed tried to go 5-hole on Frega, but he did a nice job of closing that opportunity very, very quickly. So another trying moment for Wayzata. They dodged this bullet, though. They got to get on their horse and get back to playing Trojan hockey, P. Wagner.
Hello to Caroline Pauly, who's on board watching. Good luck to her and the BSM dance team, the Knights, as they'll be heading to the state dance meet next weekend at Target Center. And yes, Ken Pauly is one of those dance dads that's actually up in the stands dancing. Have you seen that before?
No, but I might pay some money to see that one, though.
Full-fledged man cards checked in. It's unbelievable.
I bet he does pretty well, to be honest with you.
Can you imagine? Can you see? I'm going to go down there and take some cell phone video.
Well, it takes some courage to do that.
Caroline, good luck to you and your team. The Red Knights team has been really good year after year after year. Plenty of marks they make down at that tournament. Now it's Gardner with it.
Boy, he's got some wheels.
Fairchild, he does. You know, I'd like to see he and Matthews together with Fairchild. That one wide of the mark. Get a little size and muscle in Fairchild. 9 and 4 would be quick and gifted on the puck.
Well, I think they got a pretty good thing going on now with Moni on there as well, but they're very creative. I like it.
From the line, sent right back in by Mortensen. 13:58 to go. Now pressure. Mortensen lost the handle, gets it back up to North, and now it's going to be off the stick. Fairchild was there, and Mortensen gets a piece of that. They're going to say no ice. It hit Mortensen on its way out, and it's going to be the Trojans in transition. Gardner ahead he goes for Davidson. Try to get away from Pager. They got a tripping call coming up.
I think it's going to be on Garrett Smith as well. I'm not 100% sure. We'll wait to see who he officially flags it on, but what a great opportunity it is for this Wayzata Trojan team on the power play. 13:40 left in this regulation time. It looks like it is going to be Pager. I guess I missed that. I'm not trying to charge you, Garrett Smith. Didn't mean to do that for you, but now it's going to be Matthews in the big line out there. But the Lutke's out there. He can finish 11 goals on the season. So they're pulling out all the stops. Coach O'Leary knows the situation.
This is for John Sands. I know he's listening on. We'll tell him in a minute. Peters down for Matthews. This is a big power play for Wayzata as they're going to look to try to even this one at 3. Level it, as they say, on the pitch in the Premier League. Because the fixtures have all been canceled today. And therefore the table won't change. 50% of the people don't know what I'm talking about. 50% do and are laughing. Now it's going to be Matthews with it. Hello to John Miller as he's watching on from his palatial estate. Bergsland back in behind, one of high school hockey's great fans and great guys. Peterson for Bergsland. Loads it up right into the crest, and there's the stop made by the goaltender.
Well, it was Bergsland that took that shot. It was John Middleset that was walking with him. I thought he could have maybe walked in a little bit more, but I'm sure that Bergsland wants that shot back. He put it right into the Eden Prairie logo of Axel Rosenlund, and he's one of those guys that can really make some things happen. He's been going high. He's had about 3 or 4 shots on goal, and each one is shoulder high. Maybe next one, maybe a foot and a half off the ice and let somebody tip it, but he's done a good job for his team so far. Just 106 left on the penalty to Pager.
North's shot was blocked. Fairchild up for North. That one buzzed wide of the mark by Mortensen. Down they go in front. Eagles penalty, Eagles bench. Lee Smith incensed. He wanted the cross check in front. Let's see if we can catch it here.
Well, he might have had a point, but it was
You'll
Mortensen
right here.
Shot that one wide, lively off the end wall, and it carried him back out. And Eden Prairie did a nice job in a trying moment of defending, keeping that puck at bay. But again, not a comfortable situation for Eden Prairie. Just 52 seconds left on the penalty to Sam Pager. But Wayzata's getting some good pressure on this Eden Prairie team.
Wilhite. Matthews now puts on the brakes. Matthews gets it back. To the corner it goes. Fairchild jammed by Keegan Langfells. They'll go back up to Bergsland with it now. 30 to go on the power play. One-timer. The 1T doesn't get through. The rebound by Fairchild was off a stick and wide of the mark.
Well, the second chance was more of a try and get situation, but Rosenlund had good positioning on that one.
Kicked. Oh, nice job. Well, we're talking about the pitch. Off the side of the net it goes. Why not, right? Now Fairchild with 3 to go. That's off Jensen's stick. To the corner goes. Stays in play. Eagles are at full strength. Smith joins the fray. Up and out of play it goes. The Eagles dodge the bullet, kill the penalty, hold the 3-2 lead.
Well, and Bergsland got another shot opportunity, but it was Jensen once again with that busy stick, ramped it up and out of play. Good kill by Eden Prairie. A lot of nibbling on the periphery for Wayzata, but they couldn't get into the area, and when they did, it was a Rosenlund that came up big. Now it's 5-on-5, 11:33 left in this third period. Eden Prairie holding out a 1-goal lead.
Look out from the corner in front. Oh, and that one poked through. Lutke with a good look there.
Boy, quick hands too.
Batted down with the glove by Tomzik. Now batted down with the glove by Smith. There's a shot by Batchelder that's deflected up in the way. Batting down with the gloves, pitchers and catchers report. I mean, like, seriously, this week.
Nice tee by Tomzik on that one.
Lilliard is there. We're going to have a pitching staff this year. We don't know.
Oh, my word.
We play on. Front of the bench area it goes. Now it's going to be Cam Langfells. Going to play that back for Kresbach, who's going to ring it hard up high for Smith. Smith tried to wait on that one, but the stick was too strong by Moni. Little Billy Idol. Now he comes away with it off the right wing side. His shot misses the mark. Kresbach bumped on the play, and they'll look to the high slot area. Who wants it? Moni does. Cam Langfells now. Great pressure here since the power play by the Trojans. They're going to work.
Yeah, they are. They're very aggressive on their forecheck and very effective as well.
Matthews working that sweater number 4, a la Vinny Lecavalier. Shot it on goal. Rosenlund the save. Another one there off the rebound as it's Kimlinger with it. He'll cycle back in behind for Matthews. Stopped by Batchelder, but stays on it. Try to go phone booth. Nothing doing there. The door was shut at the line. It's held down by Mortensen and sent right back in. Frega is going to play that up to the right wing side for Bergsland.
Boy, they're
now
letting
Holt
him play.
comes across, and now it's Kimlinger. I missed that one, Bart. Was that behind the play?
Yes, over by the benches.
I think, Lee Smith's voice incensed again.
He had another
Was I
point.
right?
Yes.
It's amazing there's anything left of it by the end of the year. Oh, now they're going to call a penalty on Jensen, and John Middlestead on the bench is snapping right now. I don't blame him.
Well, it's going to be a high-sticking penalty. They let a couple things go. If you're going to call a penalty, at least be consistent throughout, but it's going to be Eden Prairie running a trail to the box. But I think that Coach Lee Smith had a bit of a point. There was a scrum in front of his net, and the Wayzata player didn't give him a chance to get back up, so that could have been an interference call. They let that one play, but then to call the high-sticking penalty, another good opportunity for Wayzata on the power play is Jack Jensen that's going to go to the box, and he's one of the primary killers. They certainly have enough depth on this to weather this storm, but again, a great opportunity for Wayzata.
Puck is played down the line. Peters. Now it's handled back up high to Peters again. Guides it to the corner. Fairchild is there. Peters. Bergsland. Leaves up for Peters again in on goal, and that's going to be held on to by Rosenlund.
Well, Wayzata likes to bring it back and let the quarterbacks at the point kind of make the decisions, but they had three guys in front and only two Eden Prairies. So Luke Middlestead and Keegan Langfels had their work cut out for them, but they gave their goaltender sight lines to see that puck, so they're doing their job in a kind of a tough situation. So nice job by the Eden Prairie D, but pretty good shot on goal by Wayzata.
Peters. Bergsland. Back to the corner they go. Bergsland comes away with it. That one ramps up and out of play.
Boy, another busy stick. Another busy stick by Garrett Smith. But that's what Eden Prairie's done so well, is they close the time and space and get their stick in front and really contest most every shot, and that's what you want if you're killing a penalty. 1:20 left in the penalty to Jensen, 9 minutes left in third period. Wayzata down by 1.
Peters lays it over for Bergsland. Back down for Matthews. Back up for Bergsland. Matthews takes over to the corner. Good puck movement there through the legs. The rudders of Kimlinger. Now it's going to be Bergsland who plays over for Peters. Down the wall it goes. Back in behind. Over to make the play is Lutke. Now Bergsland for Peters. Back for Bergsland. Didn't like what he saw. He's going to hang on to it. 41 to go on the power play. Matthews with it. Got some talent on this power play for the Trojans. Ooh, that hit Rosenlund on the shoulder on the way in. A little higher, and that's Shelf back of the net. Instead, it stays out. Luke Middlestead wins the battle, but can't clear. In front. Oh, Jones with a shiver on Matthews. Didn't knock him down. Frege had to make a nice save there.
Didn't need to knock him down. He stopped his progress.
Plays that ahead. That's on the stick of Bergsland. Now it's going to be Davidson across the line for the Trojans. Drop pass for Bergsland. 8 to go. His shot through traffic. Rosenlund got big, and it just hit him there. Back door, and Rosenlund another sprawling save in front. Fairchild had that checked away from his stick by Holt on the deflection. We're even strength now as Jensen steps back on the ice. Rudrud had Holt. Tried to get a bounding puck. Holt gets it in on goal. Oh, over the top of the goal. And that might have hit Frege on its way in. Let's take a look at this one on replay. You'll see Jensen come right into the play out of the box.
Well, it's kind of a chip up to Rudrud. Rudrud kind of fought the puck, but he kept pushing it forward. They gained the zone onside, push it up to Holt. And I don't know if it was Frege that made that save or kissed off the crossbar. It looks like it was Frege that made the save face off to his left, but really nice sequence by Eden
Todd
Prairie.
Grover's got this like 2-inch by 2-inch viewfinder, and he said he's offside. And then he looked at the replay. He thought that he might have been a foot stride offside, and Holt, maybe he was right. Do you wear cheaters? You don't, do you?
He doesn't have
Todd
to.
Grover's got good eye. I don't get it.
He doesn't have to.
Good for him.
He's got a wealth of riches over there.
Like yours truly. I've got like 80 pairs, and I never have any.
Right.
I lose them. Gobble up my gal Amy's all the time. She's got some pretty chicky looking ones.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure you wear it well.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter. All right, 7:03, so time is kind of becoming of the essence. Eden Prairie being very sound defensively in their own zone. Wayzata putting on heat. They know the situation. They're just one good shot down. They get offensive zone face-off. now to Rosenlund's left, so great opportunity. They've had good success in the dots, but it's Matthews against Jensen, so two big cogs for their respective teams going to square off. Possession going to be very important for the final 7 minutes of this game. Oh, now it's going to be Jones.
Back behind the net. Middlestat. Now Jensen comes away with it. Oh, I love that. He and Money showing. Oh, nice job by Jones. Now Holt. Jensen to the net. Jones plays it. Boy, I'd like to see more of this trio. This is interesting. I like the Jones factor there. Now it's going to be Jensen with it as he's going to drag it back and find Jones in the neutral zone for Holt. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Back on the stick. Holt looks for Jones, or Jensen rather. Now Jones takes a swing at his man. Pager is there. 6:23. Clock ticking here. Boy, they're giving Holt a lot of pucks in his skates there.
Well, he's so fast there. They'll get their bearings by about the 1 minute mark left in the period, but Eden Prairie still very aggressive as far as their defense.
Taking off again. Drew Holt, the sophomore, wide of the mark, off Fraga's stick. Exciting conclusion here. Smith gets the turnover, looks to the front. Peters knocks it away. Matthews is there. Smith and Middlestat. Now it's from the line, sent in wide of the mark by Langfels. Holt plays this down the wall. Peters comes away with it. John Middlestat is there. There's Keegan Langfels picked off across the line. Here they go with it. Siemens from the corner. Look to feed the slot area. Nobody home. Now it's Smith taking it from John Middlestat. Knocked away neatly there by Bergslund. There's Keegan Langfels. Swatted at by Wilhite. Now from center. Poked into the zone. Ooh, delayed penalty. Are we going ticky-tack?
Yeah.
It's going to be a penalty coming up on Wayzata. I didn't even see it.
Neither did I.
Now it's going to be Jones. Oh, Smith through the wickets of Bergslund in front. Backhand, Wilhite. Puck's loose. And they finally cover it up. What a chance there. I didn't see the infraction, Bart Archer.
Well, neither did I. We'll have to wait for the official. It looks like it's going to be an interference, and it might have been when Wilhite was going for the puck. It seemed like they kind of ran a blocker in front of him to give him some space and knock Wilhite off his skates and out of the play. So I think we're going to go with that one, but it's going to be Ben Lutke, the junior forward, going to take that penalty. 5:14 left. Obviously trying to make a play, but not a great situation for Wayzata right now. If he would have just continued to skate, he probably could have served the same purpose, not taking the penalty, but great opportunity for Eden Prairie to put the boot on the throat.
Bart Archer.
That was a little dramatic, wasn't it?
A little grizzly.
Yeah, I guess so. Sorry about that,
Luke
folks.
Middlestat made John Miller and Bob Gibbons lose it.
I didn't mean to.
By the way, Bob, I did dock sled to and from. I wished I would have. Stillwater. I figured I was in a car for 4.5 hours to do a high school hockey
with the outlaw John Sands as well.
Zahir. Across the line, it's Holt. Checked off his stick. Matthews, that's too far for Fairchild, but no ice on the play as they're shorthanded.
Boy, everybody let up for a moment.
You know, I love it when Luke Middlestat retreats the biscuit. Does a great job.
He's played so well of late. Not that he wasn't before, but he's got maturity to his game.
Projecting him 2 years ahead, he is going to be something. He's
already
already something now. Yeah. You're right. Good PK right now by the Trojans. They're bringing tempo and pace and forcing the Eagles to have to chase the puck throughout the zone. John Middlestat lost his twig. Jack Jensen shot it ahead for him. I don't know if that was a gift or what he was doing. But now he's going to head to the bench, says John Middlestat. Now it's Luke with it, who gives back over for Jensen across the line with 45 to go in the man advantage. 3:57 to go in the period. Luke Middlestat sauces near side for Holt. Now it's going to be Smith with it at the line. Gives it to Holt. Nice body position there by Smith. Blocked away there by the defense. That hit the pads of Tomzik. Now it's going to be Smith. Backdoor for Wilhite. Misses the mark. Jensen comes away with it. Looked up to Keegan Langfels. Didn't like what he saw. Now he finds him. Langfels shot down below. That's deflected. Steered out of there by Fraga. They'll play back up the 1T. Blocker pad saved by Fraga again.
Boy, look where he put the rebound too. Right in an area where they could clear and take some time off the clock. Just 8 seconds left on the penalty to Lutke, and they're back to 5-on-5. Pretty good kill, as you said, Pete Wagner by Wayzata.
Now it's going to be Matthews with it. Chasing to the corner, up and out of play. No, it stays into the corner. Trojans kill it. 3:07 to go in the third period. Eagles out of their zone. Batchelder's going to chase his man back into their Wayzata zone. Mortensen puts on the brakes and bumps the boards for Matthews at center. Here they come, the Trojans across the line, cutting to the forehand. Left wing side is Peters. Peters' shot is deflected. Back in behind the net it goes. Now Smith will take the carry from the left wing out of the Eagle zone. Long pass to center off the skate of Batchelder. He'll come together with Mortensen. Mortensen now is going to be fish hooked by Batchelder, but stays on it. Nifty job there on the outlet. Gardner jammed by Jones, turned over at center. Rudrud plays back. Kissed off the glass by Schultz. Beautiful touch there. They'll make $6 million a year in the show for doing that. Bergsland's pass is picked off. Rudrud slot shot. That one over the top of the goal and off the glass. Cut off by Middlestat. He has Batchelder. Oh, and he deflects that one. And that one, was that out of play, Bart Archer? What a play, though.
Yeah, indeed it was. Wayzata a little bit tired on the back line, and it was John Middlestat that actually won the race of that puck. Sent it out in front for redirect, but it comes outside the zone. So really a nice sequence, nice effort by John Middlestat to put that into an area where they could make a play. 2:17 left in regulation time. We will keep an eye on Danny Frege, the senior goaltender for Wayzata, and see when he comes out.
Luke Middlestat. Now it's Lilliard to the line. Held in by the defense from the left side by Tomzik, but it toes the EP line as they play it through center. Bergsland from the top of the right side. Now it's going to be John Middlestat. He has Rudrud. And Stedt takes a shot. Frege makes the blocker pad save, then throws the right pad out, kicks that down, stops it again, then gets the stick in and covers it. A very busy save there by the Trojan goaltender.
Very effective save, no less. It was Middlestat that saw that short side, blocker side, tried to go just under the bar, but another nice save by Frege to keep it a one-goal game. Offensive zone face-off for Eden Prairie. Very big face-off for this Wayzata Trojans. If they win possession, we'll keep an eye on the Wayzata goaltender, see if he follows the play up.
Back behind the net, Bergsland in Wayzata territory, finds North, angling to Money. Stopped right at his own line as the Eagles send it in. Left wing side down the wall by Jensen in front. Holt takes 2 swings at it, and there's Frege again to make the save, and they pile up in front of the net.
Well, they got a little aggressive with Holt in front. Holt really kind of was minding his P's and Q's, but North took exception that he was in that vicinity, and Wilhite came in to support his teammate. But there's emotion out there. They've done a pretty good job of keeping their emotions. It's been an aggressive game, but it hasn't gone spilled over the top. But again, it's hard to bring your goaltender out when Eden Prairie's maintaining as much possession and cutting the ice in half. So Wayzata's got some things to deal with. 1:34 left in regulation time.
Jensen, a draw machine, gets it to Holt, turns and shoots. That's off the glass. And now it's Matthews, who looks to play this around the right wing boards, and they do. That's cut off the line by Jensen. In front they go. Wilhite to the backhand. Scores! The big turnover at the line. Jensen makes the play to Wilhite. He walks into the backhand, shows the forehand, then tucks that one in.
Well, and for Wilhite, that's goal number 8, second of the game. But what a big goal it was. 1:17 left. It really kind of gives Eden Prairie obviously an advantage that Wayzata is going to be very hard-pressed to try to equal. It's not beyond the realm of possibility. They have some players that can score. They just have to get the rubber to the road and get back to work. But what a big goal it was for Eden Prairie. 2 goals, 1:17 left in regulation time. Big goal by Wilhite.
It's been a very tense battle between these two teams, Bart. I mean, it's really been something. Here's Peters with it. Now Matthews quickly across the line. They can strike fast. John Middlestat is there. He's bumped by Matthews, but still gets it ahead to Jones. Now he springs Rudrud for a breakaway. Here comes Rudrud. Up high he goes, and a nice save made by Frege. Keeps this one a 4-2 game.
Well, it was a nice pass right on Rudrud's stick, and he had to contend with Tommy Bergsland, who did a nice job, but he got positioning on him. Tried to just sneak one up under the bar glove side, but a nice save by Frege, 58.2. So each and every whistle or every tick is going to be affecting this Wayzata team. They just have to get the puck out of their zone and put some pressure on Rosenlund. So far, they've been unsuccessful. Eden Prairie very responsible defensively, closing this one out.
Ludke across center, plays that in. Back to the corner it goes. Eagles look to close this one out with 42 seconds.
Frege out of the goal.
6-on-5. One at a time for them. Now it's going to be John Middlestat up the middle of the ice. He's stopped in his tracks by Bergsland. Nice play there, and they'll touch it to Rudrud. He scores from Kresbach, and the Eagles go up by a score of 5-2.
Well, it's just a nice sequence of getting the puck out of the zone. It was Middlestat that actually did a nice job of getting the puck in. And Eden Prairie, just a nice sequence, moving it up to the forward guy. And it was Rudrood that finished that one out. And for Spencer Rudrood's second goal of the game, 12th of the season. But now it's 5-2, and it kind of mimics really the last game where Wayzata played better than the score indicates. 29.5 to go. Eden Prairie gets a win in the column. They certainly earned this one tonight. But both these teams very familiar with each other. Both teams showed up to play. It was Eden Prairie that's the better team tonight.
Jones and Kresbach pick up the helpers on that one. And across the line they go with it. Trojans in control. Eagles get it back. They look to play that one ahead. And it's off the boards, and that's going to do it. The Eden Prairie Eagles come up with the 5-2 win in a well-matched hockey game, late conference style here on the MNHockey.tv.
Well, it's a bit of a punch-counter-punch type of game, but Eden Prairie, the lone person standing when the bell rings, but it's a big win for Eden Prairie. They needed something like this, a well-earned win. They earned this one. Nothing was given to them, so they earned everything that they got. They turned the tides a little bit. Been a little bit snake-bitten. Wayzata, the challenge still in front of them to get back on the winning ways. You know they're going to be there when sections start. That's going to be a very difficult team to play against. They just have to kind of get back to playing Trojan hockey. I'm very sure that Coach O'Leary will get him in that spot. Don't
forget, Saturday we have 3 games for you. It's going to be starting with Holy Angels and Armstrong Cooper at 2. Then the one you want to see, 1 versus 2, Edina versus Minnetonka in that one from Braemar Arena at 7 o'clock. Going on at the same time right here at the Rec Center will be Benilde St. Margaret's and Eden Prairie in what will make to be a very, very good matchup. Your final score is Eden Prairie Eagles 5 and the Wayzata Trojans 2. For our camera guy, the best of the biz, Todd Grover. For color commentator extraordinaire Bart Archer, I'm Pete Wagner. Good night, everybody.